This morning. Yes, that's good. We're going live on YouTube and Facebook Tuesday morning, focusing a little bit more on breath. We'll do our usual mobilization, just getting the rib cage mobilized and getting the blood flowing, the energy flowing, and then we'll do a few of the Qigong flow elements just to really focus on actually calming the breath, slowing the breath, making it feel nice and fluid, soft, easy, rhythmical. Kevin's joining on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Zoom. Hi, Kevin. Right, let's take our feet shoulder width apart. Really just take a moment to feel balanced and really pay attention to how your feet are connected to the ground there. If you're barefoot, great. If you've got shoes on or socks on, just really stabilize the feet. Soften the knees a little bit. And by soften, I mean not going to a squat. We're not bending the knees and we're not locking the knees out. We just have a little bit of softness in the knees, lengthen up the spine. Pay particular attention to the back of the head here, so the back of the skull, and almost like, see if you can create a little bit of space. It's like lengthening the back of the neck. I've just noticed sometimes when we're doing the rotational stuff, sometimes people are sort of like looking round with the neck like that. I want you to think about the head balanced on top of the neck, so you keep tall through the spine. And just follow a few breaths. The easiest place to notice the breath is just in the nostrils, with your lips lightly together, the jaw relaxed, keep the jaw relaxed. And then let's just start moving from the waist, so moving the hips and the waist, and then just slowly build up the momentum, so you can just let the arms relax. It's important here to have the knees soft, otherwise we start to maybe put a little bit of too much pressure on the knees. So the knees are soft, so you can feel that very subtle rotation through the knees. Make sure the feet are still connected to the ground, so you'll be getting rotation through your ankles here as well. Ball of the foot connected to the ground. Lifting and lengthening through the spine. Keep that upper body light. Gentle rotation through the lower back. Feel the rotation through the lower back. And then coming up to the mid back. And then upper back. So all the power is coming from the center. You're not having to do any work with that upper body at all. You're just literally driving from the lower body, and the power from the center, from the hips and the waist. Gradually slowing down now into water waves. Take your time. Just notice the sensations through the body, through the feet, how the feet are grounded. How the ankles feel. to the lower legs and the knees. Into the hips. It's like the elbows soften. Feel the rotation through the wrists as well, with the fingers. Good, and take a rest. Do a little bit of a spine stretch. So down, and you can put a little bit of sort of like tension down, as if you've almost got like a little bit of pressure that you're pushing down here. And also the same moving up like that, so up to the sky. So watch that you're not hiking the shoulder and that you're using the arm. And again, you can spread the fingers a little bit. So here you can put a little bit more extra tension, as if you're pressing something down and pushing something up. And then we swap. Here you can soften a little bit. And then again, you can put that little bit more strength, a little bit more pressure through. And let's breathe in as you push. And then breathe out. Breathe in, think of standing that little bit taller. Expanding as you breathe in. And see if you can get that ease in and out at the bottom of the top. This is something that I'm always working on, is that you're not stopping the movement. It's like slowing down a little bit there, and then it changes direction. And slowing down a little bit as you put a little bit more strength to that, but then it changes direction. It's very different to just going there, there. It's like easing into it. You can imagine if, like, when you're throwing a ball up into the sky, it doesn't just stop and then change direction. It slows and then it returns. Or when a wave crashes onto the shore, just doesn't stop and then return. It slows and then it changes direction. Think of it easing in and out. And now let's just add a little side bend. When you've lengthened, lengthen first. And then just that little bit of a side bend. So you get that nice lengthening again through that side. But again, it's easing, it's not forcing. Keep that elbow soft, keep that top elbow. There's a little bit of roundedness in that top elbow. So we're not overreaching. It's very easy to overreach, overstretch. Let's do one more each side. Good, and then take a rest. And let's have a bit of a shake out. So let's shake the ankles, get the ankles nice and floppy. Really give them a good shake. And then the other ankle. and then the wrist, and then we can go into a little bit of a bounce if that feels good, if you want to bounce into the heels a little bit. And let's do a couple of cleansing and clearing breaths. So remember breathing to different situations. We've done some nice, slow, soft, calm breathing there. And now we're just going to do a fuller breath in through the nose. And then just letting go. We only need 2 or 3 of those. Just use them as cleansing and clearing. Make any sound you want. Good old shake out. And then slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Stand. This is always a nice sort of like measure of how you're feeling, is when you've done a little bit of shaking, where do you feel the tingling? Do you feel the tingling just in one place or several places? Really gives you that sense of how energized you're feeling, I think. We're just going to do a few flow movements, but I really want to take our time just to keep repeating the movement rather than just moving quickly onto the next movement, because it really gives you that opportunity to notice and that subtle balance changes, where you're working, what your body feels like doing particular movements. So we'll start off with open the flow, which is a very, very simple movement where the arms flow up, body expands, and then again it's that ease. We're not stopping at the top. It's just that ease of movement as the arms float down. Again, that ease at the bottom. And here the breathing is just light. Breathing in as you expand, breathing out as you soften, contract, and then following your own breath. No start or no stop at the bottom. So I don't want to see anybody stopping at the bottom or stopping at the top. I want continuous movement, continuous breathing. The arms get heavier as they flow up. And then don't worry about what anyone else is doing on screen, just follow your own breath. Tune into how this feels for you. Remember, it's not just an arm movement as well. How is the rest of the body responding? See how light and soft you can make the breath, no sound. And then when you're ready, just taking a rest. And when we take a rest, we'll just bring our hands together. So in this position here, so it's almost like you're just holding a little chi ball in your hands in front of you. Again, the breath is just soft and light, not trying to breathe in any particular way. And this is a really good example of how you use different styles of breath or different types of breathing in different situations. We wouldn't be doing big full breaths here when we're practicing this, making sound as you're breathing out, cleansing and clearing. We're just doing light, soft, natural, easy breathing. It's no work whatsoever. Let's do Buddha holds up the earth. So breathing in, that little turn there, breathing in all the way up to the top again, then we're just returning, breathing out. And have that visualization. I know the name, it sounds really weird, Buddha holds up the earth, but if you had the earth in your hands, it's very precious, but it's very heavy, so you wouldn't be just throwing it into the sky, and you'd have that little bit of bend in the elbows there, and you'd need to really support it with the whole body. So just have that in mind, quite a heavy object that you're lifting. You would look up to it to make sure it doesn't drop on your head. And you would, as you lift here, you would get underneath it to lift it up. It's that feeling of lifting, something quite heavy. Precious. Keep that light, soft, easy breathing. Smooth movement, effortless movement, no strain. Do 2 more. And then just back to holding that chi ball for a moment. Just letting the breath settle. My phone has just died, so I can't see the time, so bear with me while I see if that comes back on. I can see the time there. Let me plug that in. Soaring crane. Have a little move around, have a little shake if you need to before we go into soaring crane. This is always the good one for the shoulders. So palms facing the ground, standing tall, breathing in. And then rotating, connecting thumb and forefinger, breathing out. And again, notice how the whole body moves with this subtly. Make sure you've got a good base of support. Make sure your shoulder width apart, not too narrow on your base of support. Again, getting that idea of lifting and flying high as you expand and breathe in. And then softening as you breathe out. Get that movement through the spine as well. So really feel the movement with the spine, extending. Notice how the head balances on top of the spine. If the shoulders are starting to ache a little bit, you can just lower the arms. You can just bring the arms a little bit lower. Again, notice how light and soft and easy the breathing can be. And then let's do one more. And then just back to holding your chi ball. And just finishing off with 3, pulling down the skies, pulling down the heavens. Again, keep that little bit of roundness in the elbow, keep it nice and slow. And then interlinking your fingers, interlinking your thumb, resting your palms just on the lower abdomen, the lower belly, bringing your feet together. And then just closing your eyes. And just letting your body find its balance, natural balance. And the breath find its natural balance. And then taking a nice, calm, full of breath through the nose. Opening your eyes at the top of that breath, stepping out at the top of the breath, and just gently giving yourself a brush down. I think ease has been the word today, easing yourselves into the day. Brill, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining in. I will be back on Thursday. Get your mats ready. We'll do some floor work again on Thursday. We'll start on the floor, doing a little bit of rocking and crawling and stuff, because that's always quite fun to do. So starting on the floor on Thursday. I will see you then, 8 o'clock. Have a good day. Take care. Bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.